What's good, everyone? It's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the performance review of the Nike GT Hustle Academy. Alright, so getting things started with the Nike GT Hustle Academy. As you can see, I do have it in this kind of salmon or light pink or peach colorway. I do actually really like this colorway. The black pair on Nike.ca I wasn't a huge fan of, but I do enjoy this colorway right here. But as always, starting with the traction pattern at the bottom of the shoe, I believe this rubber compound is the recycled rubber that Nike is using on a lot of their shoes. So I'm not sure as far as durability. I did have these on court for about 6 or 7 hours, and it's more or less the exact same traction pattern that you do get on the Hustle 3s with the Hustle Academy. So overall, more or less the exact same traction pattern. On hard lateral cuts, you will be good to go. On linear movements, you'll be good to go. On clean floors, these were just awesome. Dirty floors, however, I did have to wipe from time to time with this kind of spiral wound traction pattern. But overall, a very viable option and something that I do think you could bring outdoors because the rubber compound is pretty firm and it is pretty deep as well. Not quite as deep as far as the Hustle 3s go, but I do think for $95, especially when these go on sale, I do think this would be a great outdoor option. But as far as the traction pattern goes, I'm going to give these a very solid 9 out of 10. As far as the cushioning goes, this is this shoe's biggest letdown in my opinion, because the Nike GT Cut Academies did have Renew foam and a zoom bag in the forefoot running from north to south. And I actually really enjoyed that setup on the Cut Academy. Now with the Hustle Academy, you are getting 2 foam compounds. They don't tell you what they are. I'm assuming it might be Renew underfoot with a Phylon midsole, but I can tell you right now, it's a very dead feeling cushioning system. You get a little bit of impact protection and compression at the back of the shoe, but as far as the forefoot, you're sitting basically on the floor, like very close to the floor. Anytime I jumped up to grab a rebound or on a really high jump shot when I was kind of coming around a screen, I honestly felt my foot slamming against the floor in the forefoot, and there was no impact protection at all. And for me, being in my mid-30s, I just wasn't a fan of the cushioning setup in this model. It honestly feels very dead, really natural feeling, kind of like a barefoot shoe. That's how I can kind of explain it, because I just really didn't feel anything underfoot other than my initial wear in the heel. After that, these were just a no-go for me, because being in my mid-30s with some Nia shoes, I need something with more cushioning. The GT Cut Academy did offer that, but the Hustle Academies definitely don't. So if you are a bigger player or someone that needs a very plush ride, I would recommend staying away from this cushioning setup, and that's why these are going to score a very subpar 5 out of 10. As far as the fit goes on these guys right here, I went with my standard size 10.5. My toe was touching basically the end of the shoe. There was somewhat of a break-in period with this material, as it is kind of a crispy, they're calling it Flyknit, but to me it just seems like a mesh with TPU strands running throughout. It's a very cheap setup, but as far as the fit goes, they are a little bit narrow. I do think I could have gone up half a size to an 11, and they would have been more comfortable right off the bat. But after the initial hour or so, they did break in and they did loosen up a bit in the forefoot. But again, if you are a wide footer, I would recommend going up half a size because they do taper in a lot here in the forefoot. So as far as the fit goes, a very snug, like really snug one-to-one fit. If you want, even if you're a regular footer and you want a thumb's width at the end of your shoe, go up half a size right from the jump, because this is very tapered here in the toe box. Really no extra volume in the shoe. That's one thing I can mention. But overall, the fit was very snug. I did enjoy it after that initial break-in period, and that's why they're going to score an 8.5 out of 10. Now on to the materials. I think they are a letdown. I know on Nike.ca or Nike.com they are calling this Flyknit. I think that's really far-fetched in my opinion. I think this is just a mesh material with kind of a TPU overlay or strands running throughout. It's very crispy, very cheap. One thing I will say is it does offer a decent amount of breathability, and it's very strong and just supportive in this upper, but it's just very cheap on foot. You also have some synthetic leather kind of running around the eye stay and the heel right here, and then the mesh And then the tongue is a full mesh tongue, so very breathable and lightweight, but overall just not really something that I cared for. I know when I read it online it said Flyknit, but once I got these in hand, I thought this is one of the cheapest setups that I've had in hand in a very long time. I know that these run for 95 American dollars, 125 here in Canada, but I did prefer the upper on the GT Cut Academies. I thought those were just better and just took far less time to break in. These will take some time to break in because of those TPU strands running throughout. So as far as the materials go, they're gonna get a 6.5 out of 10. As far as the weight goes in this shoe right here, it is a very lightweight shoe in my opinion. I don't know how much they weigh, but on foot they are super lightweight and in hand. A US size 10.5 comes in at 10.5 ounces. So the Hustle Academy is 10.5 ounces and the Hustle 3s are 13.9. So this is one of, if not Nike's lightest weight basketball shoes. And that's for good reason, because there's more or less no tech in this shoe, and this upper is just paper thin. So that comes with the territory with that $95 price tag. But all things considered, this is a very lightweight package as far as Nike goes. As far as the support goes on this shoe, honestly, I don't really have anything to harp on. The support in this basketball shoe definitely got the job done. At the back of the shoe, you have a nice internal heel counter, which offers some great lockdown at the back of the shoe and just keeping your foot locked in and preventing it from moving at all. And then here on the sidewall, your foot is actually seated, housed within this Phylon midsole. This upper material right here is a Flyknit material. Again, TPU strands running throughout, so on those hard lateral cuts you will be good to go. You have a pretty wide and stable base right here and kind of this outrigger right here that does jut out a bit to prevent your foot from teetering over. And then I do believe there is a top loaded shank plate. These do offer pretty decent torsional rigidity while offering nice forefoot flex. So overall, in my opinion, for lighter players or players that have a more mobile play style, these are going to offer enough support. If you're a bigger player like a center, like someone over 6'6" that weighs over 230 pounds, I don't know that you would want to wear these as far as support goes. But for me and my play style, I'm 6'2", about 215 pounds. I didn't have any issues as far as the support goes on this model right here, and that's why they're going to score a decent 8 out of 10. So that's going to do it for today's performance review on the GT Hustle Academy. Can I recommend this shoe? Even at $95, I think you're getting hosed from Nike as far as the overall lack of tech actually that you're getting in this basketball shoe right here. You're basically getting a Phylon foam setup. They say it has a dual density or dual foam setup. I don't know what it is other than Phylon. It is a stone aged cushion setup in my opinion. The upper is very cheap. The overall support package is decent, a very snug one-to-one fit. I think this shoe's strongest feature is the traction setup here. Now, I don't think it's worth doing a full performance review video as a versus video with both of these shoes because both of these shoes are priced almost $100 difference as far as the price point. These are $190, these are $95. So I think the price point is just crazy as far as the difference goes, but the overall fit of both of these shoes is more or less the same. The materials honestly on this shoe, they're just more of an open knit mesh, whereas these have more kind of that plastic or screen mesh feeling. The overall cushioning setup obviously goes to the Hustle 3s with the double stack Zoom Air in the forefoot, the ZoomX foam kind of drop-in insole, and the React foam on the outside of the shoe. It's just a very plush ride. Versus Phylon, like, come on, it's a huge difference as far as the cushioning goes. The overall traction setup is more or less the same. I did find the Hustle 3s to be a little bit tackier with that gum outsole, whereas this does have that recycled kind of rubber compound, but overall it's more or less the exact same traction pattern. So sound off in the comments what you guys think of both of these shoes, and if you'll be picking either one of these up. If I did have to recommend one over the other, I would say go for the Hustle 3s once they're on sale, because even at $95, I think this shoe just offers really nothing for most players. Like, I think if you're a parent on a budget and your kid is just entering basketball, I think that's what this shoe is more for, because for anyone that has quick movements or needs impact protection, you're not getting it in this hoop shoe right here. I would rather wait until this goes on sale for like $25 or 30% off. Wait about a month's time, and come the Olympics, I can guarantee you there will be some of these guys on sale. So sound off in the comments what you guys think of both of these shoes as far as the Hustle Academy and the Hustle 3s go. That's what I think. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have tried this shoe on. As far as the aesthetics go, I'm not mad at the shoe. It kind of gives me that Cosmic Unity vibe. Overall, I'm not mad at the kind of basic setup as far as the aesthetics go. I just wish they threw something in this shoe as far as the cushioning goes, because you're not getting anything and it just feels dead underfoot. But sound off in the comments what you guys think of the Hustle Academies. But like I said, that's going to do it for today's performance review. As always, if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, that definitely helps the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.